listening to the Pittsburgh Piledriver Podcast.
Happy Thursday, everybody. If you are a fan of the Pittsburgh Piledriver Podcast on the YouTubes, well, guess what? You haven't seen hide nor hair of us in a very long time. Why? Because my life sucks right now, and I'm in a downward spiral, and I'm spiraling off Rainbow Road, and I just haven't had time to post anything. So, apologies there, but you know what? Every day that I wake up is a day wasted. So go listen to it on Spotify or somewhere else, and eventually I'll get around to posting it on YouTube, or I won't. And if I don't, then, Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Pittsburgh Piledriver Podcast. We have potting to do. We have picks to make because, God almighty, every single pay-per-view ever that has ever been created is happening. Poot the Bard is here, Tiger Bomb Tom, this is Stupid Face Me, and Beef the Legend, our reigning Cruiserweight champion, the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, the one with all the knowledge, the one that drops the bombs on your face and raises the ones in the room because we will all acknowledge our tribal beef. That's right, no one shall dethrone him. Dave's going to try, Pat's going to try, they can all suck it, it ain't going to happen. There's one thing I'm confident of, and it is the tribal beef will always remain at the head of the table, and you can all suck it. So we have AEW picks to do. We have Elimination Chamber to talk about. Typically, we do picks, and then we do other talkies. Typically, most of the time, and I'll say most of the time because sometimes I do, but most of the time, I turn it over and let people do what they will, and somebody pushes us in the direction we go. Now, however, this time, and I will not be halted, and I will not have the topic of conversation changed on me, and I will not have any naysayers dissenting and saying, well, no, I will talk about something now. If you all want to talk about it later, you can suck it and talk about it later, but I'm going to talk about it now because one of the biggest things in wrestling has happened just recently, not since the time that we have seen Hulk Hogan turn his back on Hulkamania, team up with the Outsiders, and form the NWO, has there been such a heel turn. John Cena at Elimination Chamber, in the first time since the Doctor of Thugonomics days, has turned heel. And I will say that, you know what? There have been face turns, there have been heel turns, but I stand firm in the belief that not since the days of the Hulkster becoming Hollywood Hulk Hogan has there been a bigger deal in a face/heel turn. This is probably the biggest deal since Hulk Hogan because it's John Cena, and he has been the ever-present face of the company. He's a face. He's a good guy. He's John Cena. He salutes the camera. He makes a wish. He has all sorts of fun colored shirts, towels, catchphrases, and all the fun things. A bald spot doesn't matter. He's still the hero. He's still our hero. Until recently, when he has joined forces with none other than Dwayne the Croc Cronson. How long do you believe this heel turn is going to last for Mr. Juan Cena?
I think it's going to at least carry him through 6 months of his bit. I think this is fantastic. And if anybody out there is like, oh, this doesn't really matter, literally every mainstream media outlet was covering this. This was late night shows, this was media outlets, this was newspapers, websites. It was everywhere.
Oh, it very much matters.
Oh yeah, like it's bonkers, and it really is kind of like it was like a weird validation, like as a wrestling fan to be like, yeah, now you guys care, like it just like I don't know, it was just really cool. But back to
it's fine.
Back to your original point.
Yeah,
I think that this is going to carry him at least 6 of his last 10 months. I think we will see a a comeback to the light moment for Cena at the end of it all. My favorite part of this whole thing so far has been what Punk coined Rock and Cena. He called them two bald frauds. That shit tickled me so hard. And that was such a great promo and such a great bit with Rollins on Monday. That was really good. But yeah, I think it'll be 6 months, maybe 8 months. But at the end of it, he is going to walk out as our grand hero, John Cena. You know, that's what I think. I'm looking forward to hearing what Beef thinks about this, because this is unprecedented historic territory. Like you said, not since Hogan dropped the leg on Randy Savage have we had something that was so pervasive and so frankly important.
But whose side is he on?
Right.
Absolutely. You two nailed it. And like, in the glow of the after, it was nice to get caught up in it and be like, wow, what a moment. And it was nice to be swerved. You know, I'll say at one point I said about it, but I didn't actually believe it, because I'm like, you know, they're more likely to turn Cody heel than they are Cena. Mm-hmm. Well, here we are.
I think a lot of us were kind of in that mindset, like fantasy booking it, like wouldn't it be neat if, but I don't think anybody, like you said, I don't think anybody really actually thought it was going to happen.
Right.
No.
And I loved, to your point, Punk's line. I think my favorite Punk line on Raw was, "You're going to make a wish that I didn't." Like, he said that, and I was like, full fucking ransom cackle. So, it is historic. And I think I've seen a lot of people downplaying it. Like, oh, it's not as big of a deal as that because it didn't happen in his in his prime. And I'll argue, I think it's a bigger deal now than when it would have been in his prime, because we know that this is, T-minus whatever 10 months, like, we know that this is it, that this is all we're getting of John Cena. And unlike other tenets of fucking pro wrestling where they're, you never say goodbye, I 100% believe that we, by December 31st of this year, we will have seen John Cena's last match.
Agreed.
I think he'll come around for hat tips and towels and things of that nature, but, like, I don't think he'll wrestle ever again. So, he doesn't have to. That's the big thing here, is that he didn't need to come back to WWE at all. He chose to because it was such an important and big part of his life, and he wanted to have that closure. So, and also I think the thing that kind of dilutes the feeling of how big it was, again, is because we live in the age of super information, where, that shit's at our fingertips in 2 seconds. Imagine, like, yes, and I know that the internet was around when Hogan turned heel, but, like, it wasn't what it is now.
No.
Imagine having that then, how, quote-unquote, diluted it would have felt. So, like, no, this is absolutely as big as that, I think. To Poot's question, how long will this last? Approximately 6.5 weeks. WrestleMania 20, main event. I think that John Cena fails the Great One, and I think that the Great One turns his back.
WrestleMania 20.
Nope, 42, even. Thank you.
Wait, 41?
41. No, you're right.
So much is happening.
Omaha,
right
Omaha. What's going on?
The date is 420, so that's why the 20 was sticking in my head.
Oh, Rob Van Dam's back.
There. Okay, I was sitting there in my mind thinking,
Ransom, you're one of a kind.
All right, everybody.
I got it.
So, I think that. Hood, I'm getting some echo from you, by the way.
Yeah.
Hold
I
on.
think that he will lose at WrestleMania 41
How about that?
and better, and
Oh.
that The Rock. So I don't know how it's gonna go down. I don't know if we get like Cena realizing the error of his ways and becoming a good guy again. I don't know if The Rock's gonna turn on Cena, but I think that one of those two things is going to happen. Listen, I say Cena 87 times per day. You cannot blame me for saying that.
So you think it's going to be that fast, though? Like Mania,
I do.
Cena loses, Cena's a face again.
So
I don't think they're gonna waste that, man.
He's
All right,
not even going to be a heel for like a full couple pay-per-views. It's like end of Elimination Chamber to Mania. It just seems like kind of a waste to like. That's like the biggest heel turn since Hogan. It seems like a waste.
Right, but you also have to figure that like clearly Cena wanted to do it. If he didn't want to do it, he wouldn't have done it. But like at the same time, like that's gonna chew into his merchandise. You know, and whether or not WWE is like, you know, affording him a little bit of you know, side game because of that, maybe not, who knows. But like not only in terms of merchandise, but just in terms of like his cachet. You know, being the smiling guy at McDonald's, you know, being the guy that wants to sell me all the cars on all the commercials, and, you know, being the big pistachio-eating elephant. Like, all of these things are, you know, fucking Make-A-Wish, you know? Like, all of these things are smiling, happy John Cena. Like, and yes, I understand that he played Peacemaker, who was in fact a villain, and that, you know, an anti-hero at best in his show. So like I get that this is a foreign territory, but I think that people have a real tough time separating wrestling from like movies. They shouldn't, but they do. And so I think that it's a lot easier for people to say, oh, well, that's just a bit, you know, it's not John Cena. Well, you know, this isn't necessarily John Cena either. So, like, I think that there's probably a lot of that. Now, that being said, I bet a lot of it hinges on the reactions that they're getting, how it goes over, and all of the cogs that are spinning. So while I bet that the initial, you know, time frame was probably Mania, they may be able to push that back, and we might be able to get, you know, the summer of heel Cena. You know, maybe we see a heel Cena versus a face Punk at Money in the Bank. Wouldn't that be fun? You know, maybe. Ultimately, I think at the end of the day, this leads to The Rock versus John Cena. Which is probably gonna happen at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could see that. My thought was a little of the opposite, but kind of like going down a different path, but getting to the same end result there of Rock versus Cena. You know, but more than likely at a SummerSlam. I was thinking Cena wins that championship at WrestleMania, and then in the coming months or so, you know, you see Rock kind of try to dig his tendrils in a little deeper, and then you see Cena kind of like start to second guess it. Like it's like one of those things like a dog doesn't know what to do with it. You know, once he gets what he's done chasing. Like it's one of those things like, oh, I thought it was going to be everything I wanted to be, but it's not. Like and you see Cena realize the error of his ways. But I think you know, you could very well see Cena go over at Mania, and then that lead into either Cody or Punk winning Money in the Bank, and you know, and that redemption arc, and them cashing in or something, or not even necessarily cashing in on surprise, but they could just call their shot flat out, and then that leads to, you know, Cena losing and Rock turning on Cena, whatever. If they have Cena lose at Mania and Rock turn on him already and everything like that, then I think you have to have you have to have Cena win Money in the Bank, because I feel like number 17 is going to happen, before everything is all said and done. Like, one way or the other, somehow, some way. But I'm kind of in agreement. I'm kind of in agreement with Putin Ransom, in the fact that I feel like it feels like this is too big of a deal. Like you said, like this is like I said in our chat, like this transcends just wrestling. Like it's gone to so many, different places and stuff like that. And it is a big deal. But I feel like it'd be almost wasted for them to turn him back face so quickly. Just like, oh, I'm gonna team up with The Rock. Oh, never mind.
And we also don't know what the storyline is going to wind up being, because since Elimination Chamber, we haven't gotten Cena or Rock yet. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow on SmackDown, but like we don't know where this is going to go storyline wise. Like, is Cena going to be like The Rock's henchman? Is The Rock going to kind of be like, the puppet master pulling Cena's strings? Or like, did Cena just see an opportunity to take what he wanted, and is he going to spin it into the whole, like, I came out here to entertain you for years and years and years, and all you did was boo me. Well, now, so like we just don't know yet, like, where that's going to go.
Right.
As far as story goes.
I think that's one of the reasons why I think they're gonna like kind of chew on this a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I really think that's something that they're gonna let burn. They're gonna explore, because I mean, you think about it, how it's been literal, like well over a decade since. How long has it been since Cena's been a heel? I know you said the Dr. Thugonomics days.
20 years.
Yeah, it's been like
near 20 years.
Yeah, it's been damn near 20 years. Yeah, and since
he was a face before that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
2004.
Since he hasn't had time to, like, in a long time, to really chew on a heel character, I think they're gonna extend this. I think it's gonna take up a bulk of what's going on, and I think we can all agree that it will more than likely be Cena and Rock for Cena's final match.
I don't know about Cena's
I think that would be a mistake.
Yeah, I don't buy that, because here's the thing. I think that they're going to want to have Rock and Cena at the biggest show possible, and that's going to be SummerSlam, because we know that they're running Minnesota SummerSlam 2 nights. It's basically an extension of WrestleMania at this point.
Fair.
Whereas, we're looking at probably maybe Survivor Series. They may have an event called John Cena's Last Match for all we fucking know in December.
I think that will be called Great Balls of Fire.
Damn it.
Will probably use it to put Roman over, if I had to guess.
No.
Well, hear me out on this one. I'm with you on the Rock and Cena at SummerSlam. I think obviously by that point, like, Cena will, start to redeem himself or whatever. Like, Rock will turn on him or whatever. Like, whatever the case may be, Cena could still have the title, and then something happens where he was like, you know what, I was here for this, for the opportunity and everything like that, but you're asking too much of me. And then he basically tells Rock to fuck off, and so you get Rock versus Cena, probably for Cena's title, and then Cena still wins, but he carries on. I don't think you'll get Rock versus Cena for Cena's very last match. I think Cena's last match will be him putting somebody over that could stand to use it. Not that Roman needs it, but
he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. But I could see them doing it and
waste.
Well, yes. Or I could see Cena putting over somebody like a Braun Breaker or whoever. I mean, they've got they've got time to figure it out. But
Well, here's the thing.
Rollins, maybe?
No.
Like,
Rollins might be good, but here's the thing. Like, look at how they've treated the greatest of all time. Look at what they did with Austin, and then The Rock, and then Rock to Cena, and then they basically try to make, even though it's we're all like, man, why are they not using a younger talent? They use it to kind of like build up an already like awesome figure to make them like completely undeniable at that point.
Okay.
And that word's being thrown around a lot. And I think that would do that for Roman. I think that would put him, if he's the guy that takes out John Cena, if he's the guy that finishes the C Nation, if he's the guy that that gets the Duke in Cena's last match, I absolutely think that would put Roman Reigns into that the echelon onto that Mount Rushmore, Mount Rushmore,
No, I could see that, and I see both sides of it. I see how Ransom can think it's a waste, because I feel like Roman's kind of already at that point. But I understand what you're saying, Beef. My point is, I think that regardless, like Brock versus Cena won't be Cena's very last match, because I think Cena literally will go like up until the end of the year. Like we'll get him at SummerSlam and then some. We'll get him at Survivor Series, maybe a little after as well too, depending on if they do some sort of December pay-per-view or not. But
Dismember.
Well, there's that.
Stop that.
No, they absolutely will. They'll absolutely capitalize on this and say, you know what, like, fucking like December 26th or whatever, like, this is it. This is, the final time is now,
Here's the thing with Roman. It shouldn't be Roman that finishes off Cena. I don't think Roman needs it to get to that Mount Rushmore. He's already the longest reigning WWE champion. Or Universal. Or, he broke Hogan's record.
Ish.
Get bet. He doesn't need it to be there. Like,
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah, he's there. Rollins, he's another one that doesn't need it. Like, he's proven it. Punk sure as heck doesn't need it.
No.
This, in my humble opinion, I hear what you're saying there, Beef, about like, Austin, Rock, Cena, all that, cement the guy. Like, but that was what they did with Brock and Taker, and the whole like, you beat the Undertaker's streak lasted for like a whole cup of coffee, and then
what?
Like they
You're
still
crazy.
mentioned.
You're nuts, because I think so. Between that,
All right,
Brock, hold on.
And eat my own anus.
Between Brock beating Taker and Brock beating, like, annihilating Cena, that gave Brock the cachet so that whenever Reigns beat him and beat him again, like, those basically had that transitive property. So
I'm
I
going to
think
translate you into the property of X times 4RQ squared. Brock Lesnar didn't need that win against The Undertaker. Like, if it was Brock Lesnar that was still wearing, the black trunks and bopping around, maybe. This version of Brock Lesnar didn't need it. He was already the attraction. He already had the clout to be like, all right, I'm going to come and go when I please. And they only bring him out for special occasions because he's an attraction. He was already that attraction. Like, it did not help him in the slightest, because Brock Lesnar had already transcended everybody at that point. He had transcended The Undertaker already at that point. It didn't matter whether or not he beat him at WrestleMania. He was already a bigger deal, like star-wise, spectacle-wise, than The Undertaker was. So Brock Lesnar didn't need it. It could have gone to somebody else, or it could have just never been broken. But if you split that timeline and you go down the timeline where Brock Lesnar didn't beat The Undertaker, he's still just as big a deal as he is in this timeline when he did beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Neither one of them are still wrestling at this point because of, inappropriate content with Vince McMahon. But that aside, Brock Lesnar's still as big a deal in that timeline as he is in this timeline. This final match for Cena, if they're going to have him go out on his back, this needs to go not to like a guy where like, here's an up-and-coming guy. This needs to go to a guy that is right there, ready. He's ready to be a big champion. He's ready to be World Heavyweight Champion. He's ready to be WWE Champion, but he just hasn't got it yet. Like, not a mid-carder who is on his way up. It needs to be a guy that has not made it to the top, but is right there, ready to cement himself at the top.
I know you got a name. Who are you thinking?
I don't honestly have a name at this point. I haven't sat down and thought about it, but like
Kevin Owens.
I'm gonna kill you.
He's already main event of WrestleMania.
He's already won multiple championships. Get some soundproofing and learn how to turn your brain on.
Nope.
Braun Breaker, honestly, really comes to mind. Like, that guy, I think by that time, by December, he will have gone through enough and done enough to where, like, he's right there. Like, he's got the physique, he's got the chops, he's got the skill in the ring, he's got the stamina and endurance. Like, this dude could be one of those guys where, like...
What about Gunther? What about Gunther?
Son, who is the World Heavyweight Champion?
I understand that.
No,
but what I'm
I
saying,
don't want it to go to somebody who's already a champion.
He's got a modicum of success. Don't give him more.
I think that they can use this, and again, like I know that we're talking, 10 months from now. That could be a lot of time. It could be fucking Obafemi. Who knows? But I think that they can use this as like a huge launching block, and I think that there are two roads to go. I think that you can go the road that you're talking about, which is giving it to somebody who is on the cusp there. But
right.
the danger inherent in that is like, what then if they don't make it? Then you've wasted it. But if you have a guy, hold on, Poot. If you have a guy that, so the answer was no. If you have a guy that has already proven himself to be a dude, but can take that extra rub and make it something special, like Brock Lesnar did with the Undertaker, I absolutely think that that's something that you should do. Because again, there was no risk with Lesnar. You were like, all right, this dude's a fucking powerhouse. He's a proven commodity. Let's go. With Bray Wyatt, okay, so let's say this.
Sir?
Let's rewind the clock a minute. WrestleMania 31. Let's pretend Undertaker beat Lesnar, and at WrestleMania 31 he beat Wyatt, which would have been incredible, right? Except for the creative still would have had nothing for Wyatt. Wyatt probably would have still gotten fired, brought back, and then had his end that he had now, which would have led, unfortunately, to nothing significant. He still would have been revered the way he is now. I'm making the point that I think that you need to go with the guy who is trusted, that you can run the ball with. Poot, please.
What? Poot, please, what?
A rebuttal to that.
Oh, the point. I was going to say, hear me out on this. He's been talking about it. He wants it. You talk about someone to, like, kind of give him his accolades. Something that I think he could run with. Man, I know it sounds dumb, and I know it sounds crazy, but what about Joe Hendry?
No, it's just dumb.
I don't think he's quite there yet. I do believe, though.
Yeah, why is Braun Breaker there?
Well, okay, hold on.
I think, all right, listen. I think that Hendry can have a match with Cena. I think that Hendry could probably beat Cena, but not in his last match. Not in his last match.
No.
So I'm
buddy.
actually, so the name that Poot brought up as Kevin Owens, I actually kind of agree with that because, like, to Beef's point, it's somebody who has been proven that can handle it. They can take the ball and run with it. But somebody who for a while has been out of the main title picture. Think about it. When's the last time that Kevin Owens had a Universal or, main World Heavyweight Championship? I think the last time, if I'm not mistaken, was all the shit with the Festival of Friendship with Jericho. Correct?
The Winged Eagle belt.
Yep.
So,
okay.
So okay.
That's a fair point. Winged Eagle belt.
Well, no, that doesn't count.
Ransom.
No.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't. And let's. I'm not gonna argue
It counts
that
if I don't care.
They had
just
a
because
ladder
you
match
scream
for
it louder
both titles.
doesn't make it right. Anyways.
Yeah.
They had a ladder match. They had a ladder match for both titles. I'm just saying.
I said, when was the last time that Kevin Owens actually was champion?
All right. We don't have to argue that. Go ahead.
Anyways, it's been a long time, and the fact that whenever KO first came up onto the scene from NXT, one of his first biggest feuds was with John Cena. I think it would be apropos for Owens to be the one to put Cena out, in a sense.
All right, look, I'll concede Kevin Owens a little bit. Roman, I will not. Mother farmer, what's you, fallen cricksrackle? I will not concede. Heard me, and I'm not going to repeat it because go listen to the tape. Let's pull up the tape.
It's on the recording.
It's on the recording. I won't concede Roman Reigns. Absolutely not. Roman Reigns is the safest bet, just like Brock Lesnar was the safest bet. Brock Lesnar had already done everything. He'd already reached the top. When you have a guy that's already done everything and is already a spectacle, having him beat the Undertaker streak at WrestleMania is a safe bet because he's already a spectacle. Same with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has been the longest, pick a title champion. He's been a multiple champion. The head of the table, that lasted forever. We're finally ecstatic to have Cody Rhodes beat him. But Roman's already done it all. So, Roman Reigns is a super safe bet because if you give it to him, it's like, hey, Roman Reigns beat John Cena in his last match. Great. Let's have another 1,400 years of Roman Reigns as the champion and be immediately bored with it. Or we could say, you know what, let's take a risk. Let's take a shot on somebody because if it works, they have something that they can use to elevate them and brag about for years and years and years to come. Or we can hand it over to Roman Reigns to say, acknowledge me, I beat Cena. Whoa. Okay, great. That's super entertaining. But now, again, we've rounded back over to Law Roman wins, and we're bitching.
I didn't say that I supported Roman. I'm just saying I think that that's what's going to happen because,
you support Roman like a bra supports boobs. I don't want to hear it from you.
Okay, hold on.
I think that any casual listener of this show will tell you that's fucking blatantly false.
All right, so I've got something to put out there. I've been in regards
you were gonna I was gonna get all bent out of shape because of you, but I'm trying not to. I'm not gonna step all over Tom with my rage. Just shut up. Let him speak.
So I've been seeing some theories out there in regards to the whole Rock Cena thing and everything like that, and things about the 1, 2, 3 fingers that Rock has held up. Do we think that they're like, Cena was the backup plan to Cody or whatever for Rock as far as storyline purposes go? So roll with that. Do we think that there's a backup to the backup, that there's still somebody else waiting in the wings that Rock has his eye on, and is waiting to take out Cena for whenever Cena inevitably turns face again?
I've heard a lot of theories about that.
I've heard a Mr. Yeats name thrown out there.
No, so I've heard that that he's just building, a stable.
Okay.
I'd much rather it be a stable.
Becky Lynch's name came up, and I was like, oh, okay, that's fucking interesting, man.
That'd be fun.
I think. So I don't know. I don't think there's a backup to a backup. No, Tom. I think it's more about there being another. And even beyond Travis Scott, although I am very interested to see what they do with Travis Scott, because everybody wants to piss and moan about it, but I'm telling you what, man, that's because we're all over the age of fucking 30.
Who is he?
He's a
a
rapper.
big time fucking rapper.
He is,
who has,
yeah, he's one of the top tier hip hop stars.
yeah,
like,
he has a lot of clout right now.
He's up there along the same lines of like Kendrick Lamar, and like he's very, very mainstream. To that point, Beef, I saw somebody sent me something in one of my other group chats. He's like, "Oh, hey, what do you think about Travis Scott training?" And I was like, calm down. I don't think it's like a Logan Paul situation. I was like, it's probably so he's ready to go for whatever physicality he's going to be involved with at WrestleMania. I was like, don't be like, oh my God, Travis Scott's.
Travis Scott beat Bad Bunny confirmed.
Yeah,
exactly. I think it's going to be a Bad Bunny situation where he'll probably dip here and there. More than likely when The Rock is involved, because it seems like they definitely have like a nice little duality. Those two. But like I see him being involved more often than just like a one-time thing, but like not as often as Logan Paul.
Yeah, definitely not a Logan Paul situation. Although I will say, with everything going on, man, I really, really hope we get Bad Man as Cena's fucking entrance music, because that track was a banger off of his album, Fight Me.
I don't know enough about the man because, again, I'm over 30. I just
No. John Cena's entrance as Bad Man off of Cena's album. Yeah.
Apparently, there was a time in the past, because he did that interview with Chris Van Vliet.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time where Cena was gonna go heel, and he had like his song remixed and redone and everything, and he said, I have it sitting somewhere just waiting.
Yep.
So
interesting.
He's got something.
I'm excited about two things with that. Is I want to hear what the new entrance music sounds like.
Yep.
And I really hope he gives himself a new look. Like, I get it when he was like rapper heel, like the whole like ensemble worked, but I'm interested to see if he's going to go back to like that rapper heel persona, or if this is going to be like a real dark, real serious version of a heel John Cena. And if that's the case, I really would love to see him change up his attire. I don't want him to come out and be like a real serious John Cena heel and still have the jorts. Like, I just don't think that does anything. Now, if he goes back to like the rapper gimmick and he comes out, like with the jerseys, the baggy shorts, okay, that worked. That all fit together nicely.
I don't think we'll see a return to the Doctor of Thugonomics, because I don't think they want people cheering him, like, ironically. Like, I think that they want him to garner heat.
Yeah.
And I think that the Doctor of Thugonomics will not do that. I don't think we'll see a Hollywood Hogan aspect of it either, where he completely reinvents his persona. I am along the line. So I watched the entire press conference after Elimination Chamber, which was rare for me.
The mic drop. Oh,
that was great.
That the Rock's press conference was, man. The Rock is a tequila swilling madman, but like, I know how this is. I know how this is going to sound in juxtaposition with what we talked about last week.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I feel like we should have just shut our fucking mouths and let them cook, because they made a masterpiece of a souffle. So I'm on board again with what The Rock is cooking. But that all being said, The Rock said, if I know John, because he was asked that question. He said, like, if I know John, probably nothing changes. And honestly, I'm here for that, because here's the thing. I think that he can give us a Bret Hart style heel, which I think objectively was probably better than Hollywood Hogan. As big of a deal? No. Better? Yes. Because Bret was like, you guys turned your back on me. I didn't change. Y'all changed. And I think that Cena can run with that too. Now, the bright colored shirts probably don't need to be there anymore. Maybe comes out with his, the classic Ruck Full shirt. I think that'd be great. But like, having that attitude of like, I'm still here and I'm still John Cena. The perspective has changed because you all have become different.
That's an interesting point. I could see that.
I am hopeful. I'm hopeful.
That said,
I think it's gonna be
if
good.
we get if we get Cena coming out in a fucking suit and tie and like wearing a singlet in the ring, like okay, all right,
What if he
that's
wears
fine
like
by
his
me,
old
too.
like prototype fucking half trunks?
the
Oh,
fucking
God.
like orange, the orange and blue fucking monstrosities.
Yeah, but
No, thank you.
if they're just like black, like
No,
just dark.
thank you.
So you're saying we're gonna get like Mark Romero Cena?
Oh no.
Yeah, but I'm with you, Ransom. I think that this is a very exciting thing,
yeah.
and I think that anybody that's arguing that it's not on par with Bash at the Beach isn't like plugged in,
No.
or they just want to be contrarian for the point of being contrarian. I think that this
Sure.
is right there, towing that line.
Yes.
I think that maybe Hogan was in a bigger light because we were in the middle of a fucking ratings war. But, like, at the same time, like, I think that this is, what have we been saying for the last year? That WWE has been on the upswing. How good was WrestleMania last year? How good were all of those, like, international pay-per-views last year?
Oh, amazing, dude! I saw a clip of the whenever they were over in France and. The crowd was cheering so loud for AJ Styles that the camera shook. Man, that's something.
What pay-per-view was that?
Oh God,
Backlash.
Was that it?
Backlash.
It was it was a Backlash. It was just a random like kind of like mid-tier pay-per-view. But man, that crowd fucking they made a moment in time that WWE can go back to like again and again. Just showing how big of a deal that was, or how great that crowd was, and I'm here for it.
Tiffany Stratton last year in Australia, Elimination Chamber, like they basically made her into the star that she is today. I mean, she was always going to get there, but they just put her on the fast lane.
Oh, for sure.
LA Knight, same thing. I think that they made LA Knight really a bigger deal than what he was prior. So but that's what I'm saying. Like I think that from where they are on the track, for this to be happening now, like that took. Whoever made the decision, be it Rock, Triple H, John Cena, Brian Gerwitz.
Right, it was me. I did it.
Ransom, it took fucking huge cojones.
Yeah, it's me. I did it.
To take a guy who is absolutely established as like the greatest of all time, and have the balls to be like, let's go.
It was Vince and his grapefruits.
It was
Yeah.
the shriveled up fucking prunes.
No, there's something else those grapefruits were up to.
The first husband of the Department of Education.
Oh no! On that note,
what Department of Education?
Everybody bye.
I did read that apparently one of the guys with TKO, one of the upper ups, are like partnering with some Saudi whatever, and about for like a new like boxing organization or something, and they were speaking glowingly of Vince McMahon. So like everybody's like, is that possible? Like it's fine. You know what? Like if he's not in the wrestling or MMA zeitgeist, that's fine. I could give a fuck less about boxing.
So I can't remember if it was one of you guys that put it in our group chat or if it was somebody else that sent something to me about.
It was me.
Oh, you don't even know what I'm gonna say.
It was me.
I saw something about that Vince was in talks with Fox Network to have some sort of like wrestling program going on or something, and I'm like, yeah, I was just kind of like, no.
No, that's been squashed.
Okay.
It was out there that they were like holding a placeholder for him specifically, but apparently he has no interest in getting back into the wrestling business.
Thank God.
Yeah, but like I think he must have said something to somebody about still being interested in the entertainment business, which is how this whole fucking boxing thing came about. I don't know. Just go die. I'm tired of being nice and political. Just go die, Vince. You're a terrible fucking person. You're fucking greedy. You're fucking whatever. Just go die. I'm tired of you and most of the other billionaires in this country. So just fucking move along. Speaking of moving along, before my bitterness just fills the hatred, do we want to do some AEW picks? Do we want to keep talking about John Cena? Anybody else got anything else to bring to the table before we get to
Cena
picks?
can get bent. We have AEW picks to do.
I don't have it all that. Yeah, man. This is gonna be a fucking fabulous show. By the way, just in case you weren't sure, AEW like Revolution is always I think on par with their best pay-per-view of the year, if not the best pay-per-view of the year. And the card this year looks fucking phenomenal. My only gripe is that it's on a fucking Sunday night.
That was confirmed.
After the fucking time change. So we lose an hour of sleep on Saturday, and we have the fucking AEW pay-per-view on a Sunday night. Come on, Tony, get with it, man. But yeah, let's do some picks here. I gotta find the actual wiki page to quote from. So there are 10 matches, as is AEW's wont. We have Big Boom AJ and the Conglomeration, which is Orange Cassidy and Mark Briscoe, with Big Justice versus Johnny TV. John Morrison, and MXM Collection, Mansoor and Mason Madden, aka Maximum Male Models. Of course, we have Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher in a steel cage match. Kazuchika Okada defending the Continental Championship against Brody King. MJF versus Hangman Page. The Hurt Syndicate facing off with the Outrunners for the AEW Tag Team Championship. Mercedes Moné defends against Momo Watanabe for the AEW TBS Championship. Swerve and Ricochet face off in a singles match for the #1 contender to the AEW World Championship. Timeless Tony Storm defends against Mariah May. Kanosuke Takeshita faces off against Kenny Omega for the International Championship. And finally, Jon Moxley defends his AEW World Championship in the briefcase against Cope. 10 matches, 10 points. Poot, my man of the new house, where would you like to start? Who do you want to start picking?
You know what? I'll start. Fuck it. Let's go.
Oh.
All right, we're gonna start with the pre-show match
with the big ball.
Fuck, I was gonna start too.
Speaking of big balls,
I was ready to step up.
we're gonna do Big Boom, AJ, Captain Costco, and the conglomerate. Easy for me to say. Conglomeration versus Johnny TV and the MXM Collection. The pre-show match. Poot, who you got?
Pre-show match. I'll put 3 points on the MXM Collection.
Alrighty. So
I have no idea. I have been trying to keep up with HW, but it's a pyrrhic effort. So we're just gonna 3 points on that.
Yeah, it's never good. I mean, I know it's on free TV, well, quote unquote free TV, but it's never good whenever wrestling's behind a paywall like that and Netflix and that. But at the same time, I think it helps grow the audience, so it is kind of what it is. Tom, who you got?
Nope, somebody different. Gives the ransom then me.
Nah, man.
Yep.
Oh yeah, sure does. I started off in the wrong column. Thank you, Tom, for correcting me. Ransom, who do you have here?
John Cena, 10 points.
That's somebody different, man.
Oh, okay, my bad. I don't know. 2 points on the team that Poot didn't pick.
Orange Cassidy et al. Okay. Tom?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say 6 points on Big Boom.
Agreed. I'm actually going 7 points on that one. Big Boom AJ.
Who is that?
that's the Costco guy who reviews the cookies. He gives them the boom.
Who?
And he
We're
has
Costco guys. Of course we're gonna eat a chicken bake while we're blah 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 blah.
So
he has
wait,
the two. He has the two.
he's a
very
wrestler now?
Kind
He
of.
was a wrestler back in the day.
I'm so
Yeah,
confused.
he was an indie wrestler, and then he started doing the Costco stuff, and then he worked with AEW before. He faced off against Colt Cabana. Oh hell, what's his name? Colt Cabana, but bad guy.
QT
Somewhere you
Marshall?
just made CM Punk punch a baby when you said
Yes,
Colt
thank
Cabana.
you. You got it. QT Marshall. Fucking Tom.
I like that. Cole Cabana, but a bad guy. QT Marshall? Yeah, that guy.
Yep, that's him. Yeah, and he has the two like rotund children that people are like, oh, that's cute, until they realize that they're just being made fun of.
Yeah, one of them, the Rizzler.
The Rizzler. It was like, oh yeah, the Rizzler, because he's got the Riz. Like, nah, man, that shit wears off in high school, and you realize that everybody's just making fun of you, and it's like, oh. But yeah, I mean, like, Orange Cassidy, is all I gotta say. You know, they protect Orange Cassidy a lot. Johnny TV has not been protected since he was Johnny Nitro. And the MXM collection, I don't think has been successful anywhere.
Johnny Dripstick or Johnny.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I can't say it. Johnny Drip Dick. Jeez, oh man.
I feel you.
Oh,
I feel you. It would be very odd.
I'm getting beefitis
if they
there.
were to lose. Especially since it's a pre-show, you want people to buy your pay-per-view. I don't think you do that by having the bad guys lose. Sorry, Poop.
I don't fucking know, man.
He doesn't care about your pittance.
That's fair.
Pickens.
Few people do. Kazuchika Okada defends the Continental Classic title. Is it Continental Classic or just Continental?
Sweet Moses.
Continental Championship.
Continental Classic Medal.
Intercontinental Television European title.
They've talked about merging the Continental and the International.
Good.
Into the Intercontinental.
And if you do some math, we can end up with a very if they do that, we can end up with a very huge match coming down the pike. But Okada
Maybe.
Brody King. Well, I would maybe. No, I think. Well, spoiler alert. I think that Kenny Omega is going to win, and I think that if they unify the titles with Okada, I think they're projecting Omega to face Okada at all. So yeah, maybe all in. I was thinking Ospreay. Never mind. Anyway, Okada, Brody King. That's what we're picking right now. Ransom Europe.
Huh? I don't know. You pick
Ransom American.
You choose for me.
I don't think the title would work, buddy.
I want this to work between us, and I'm going to need you to put in a little bit of effort. This can't be a one-way street. Is this for a title? I lost track of what the question
it is.
was.
Yeah, sorry, there was a lot of background there. Yeah, Kazuchika Okada is the Continental Championship. He's defending the title against Brody King.
Hang on.
Okada.
There you go. Okada for FOR. 6 points.
That sounded like you were edited in. You're like, Okada for 6 points.
You're like a movie phone. Movie phone Ransom. Press 1 for Okada.
Press 2 for Sass.
Why don't you just tell me the name of the wrestler you want to see win?
No, apparently Beef says that's against the rules.
All of a sudden, there are rules now.
Oh fuck.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. The consequences of my actions. Hey.
Hoisted.
Gracie.
I'll put 5 points on Okada.
Jeez.
My dudes, we are firmly entrenched in the second coming of LOL Okada wins 10 points.
Oh no!
Boot, who you got?
Oh my God, 10 points. Lol Okada wins.
This guy gets it.
Can I change my answer to 10 points?
No. Yes, you can.
No, no, I don't want to.
Okay.
No, I do want to. 10 points. Put it on.
No, he does want to. MJF versus Hangman Adam Page in a, this kind of came about out of nowhere, but like here we are. All of a sudden it looked like MJF was going to feud with Jeff Jarrett, and then they're like, wait, this sucks. And so they put this like heater of a feud together in like 3 weeks, and it's been pretty great. And it's two of the best talkers on the show, and it's two of the best wrestlers on the show, and I think that this is going to be something else. Tom.
I really don't know.
Okada, pick him.
Yeah, this show was not easy. Outside of Kazuchika Okada, like this show was not easy.
Well, I mean, there's at least one other pick that I think is pretty easy, but you'll find that out when I get there. Man. I'm gonna say 3 points on MJF.
You are like stealing my lines here, Tom. I'm taking MJF for 4 points. Again, I think that they need to get MJF back to the title picture now. Yesterday, really. And I think that they do that by like starting his momentum here. I like Hangman, I do, and I think that this new character that he's found, this like dark cowboy, is working for him. Like a fusion of like Blackjack, fucking Bradshaw, Mulligan, and Harley Windham, Barry Windham, Harley Race, all of them.
A person.
All of them.
Barry Race.
Fusion? Ah, damn
Barry
it,
Ransom.
Dave. Get out of my fucking head.
So I am taking MJF here for 4 points as well. I don't feel confident in it, but like I feel like it's what they need to do. Pootsky?
I'm right there kind of with you on this one. But like you said, you need to kind of get the swing of things back with MJF. I'm going to say MJF, but I'm only going to do 2 points on that one.
Ransom?
3 points. MJF.
3.
3.
A combination
What
of
was it?
3 and 5.
Ha-ha!
Yeah, so 4 points then? I don't...
Suck it, Trebek. Ha-ha!
3. It's on the recording. The Hurt Syndicate. Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin take on the Outrunners. Turbo Floyd and Truth Magnum. I want to pick the Outrunners here so badly. In fact, I think that there was even a recording back in the fall where I said you could bet on the Outrunners being like in the tag team title picture come Revolution, and here we fucking are. They're so good. I love the Outrunners with every bit of my soul, but I don't run AEW. And the people who run AEW seem to believe that the acts that got over in WWE should be successful here too. And Bobby and Shelton just won those titles here probably like a month ago, maybe 2. Hasn't been long. So I don't think that there's any way they lose them here. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope and pray to God that I'm wrong and that the Outrunners pull the upset. I just don't see that happening unless they're like building suspense for whenever Cedric shows up. But I think I know I am picking the Hurt Syndicate for 3 points. Poot?
I'm doing, this is where I'm spending my 1 pointer. I'm going to put 1 point on the Outrunners. I think that they have enough sense in their heads to do this. And frankly, AEW of the two are the ones who will hot potato belts more so than WWE. So I'm going to put my 1-pointer on the Outrunners.
All right. I hope you're right. Ransom?
Punch Kick LLC for 4 points.
Tom?
Beat 'em up, Inc. 4 points.
Well, Poot's on an island again. You said 4 points, right?
Yep.
I did. Poot had his 1 point
Yes.
on.
Yeah,
4 points
Okay.
on Beat 'em up, Inc.
All righty then. Swerve and Ricochet, and what has been a hotly contested feud. I'm a little shocked that this is just a singles match. And, like, I wonder if, like, some of these matches are going to get a little bit of grace come Sunday. Like, you know, pre-Attitude Era grace where, you know, shit kind of went crazy in every match, and the refs are just like, whatever, we'll roll with it. But, yeah, I think that this is a very hot angle, and to just have a singles match doesn't do a ton for me. Putski, who do you think?
It's me, buddy.
This is the just you, Os. This is also for the #1 contendership. In theory, at Wrestle Dynasty, I think is the next pay-per-view coming up. So who you got in this one?
It's pronounced Wrestle Dynasty.
Oh, my bad.
You know what? I'm gonna get weird with it.
Oh.
Damn it.
I'm gonna go 6 points, and I'm gonna put it on Ricochet.
Wow.
You're insane, Ransom.
Swerve 7.
Tom.
This is the no-brainer to me. I do not see a world this soon where Ricochet is in a #1 contender. Is a #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm sorry. 10 points, Swerve Strickland all day long.
Damn, this was not the slam dunk that I was thinking that you were referencing.
Oh yeah, no, this was it for sure.
Yeah, I feel like it's got to be Swerve. I only went 5 points on it though, cause you never know. Like I said, man, sometimes they do weird fucking shit. And, like, you know, in the back of my mind, I think about all these people who signed and then got title chances, like, right away.
Yeah, but
hear
me out on this. That regardless, though, like, look at your championship match, Mox versus Cope. Either way, I don't see a world in where the next pay-per-view, you know, whoever wins that is facing Ricochet. I'm sorry. Like,
You don't see a world in which you see Cope defending against Ricochet and then, like, basically boat racing him and then having Christian cash in?
No, I think it would make more sense if they're gonna do. They can get away with doing a face versus face because Swerve has got a little bit enough of a attitude where he's not like just pure white meat baby face. So I could see Swerve versus Cope. And then Christian cashing in or whatever. That's assuming that Cope wins it here. I don't know. I'm not 100% convinced on that either, but we'll see. But either way, to me, it's a no-brainer for Swerve. That's just my own personal opinion. So.
All right.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you make your pick?
I did.
No? Okay.
I did. Swerve for 5.
Okay.
Just because you never fucking know. Mercedes Moné. This is what I thought you were going to say the slam dunk was going to be. Mercedes Moné defending against Momo Watanabe. Ransom, I think we're back to you.
I don't know. That frickin' stupid bag. 1 point.
Tom?
Well, it's close to being my slam dunk. I'm picking Mercedes for 9. We're in the era of LOL Mercedes wins.
Ugh.
I think it's gonna matter when when she loses, and I think that she has been getting better in the ring every time out. So I think that there was a good degree of ring rust on her. I still think Harley should have won in Australia. Because I mean, keep in mind that this is not like the women's title. This is like their secondary women's title. So, I think that would have been a great place for Harley, and maybe they're gonna build her back up to it. I don't know. But like as of right now, it is Mercedes' game. I'm not like super over the moon about the Momo Watanabe match. I think it'll be okay. I might be wrong. It might be really, really, really good. I wasn't wild about her winning the match at Wrestle Kingdom, so I just I think it'll be good. I don't think it'll be great, but I think Mercedes will retain, and I echo Tom with the probably almost a slam dunk and saying 8 points on that. Poot?
No.
9 points, Mercedes Monet. Law, Mercedes wins.
Oh, no.
It is that season, unfortunately. But again, not to defend, but to defend a little bit. Wait, wait, never mind. Wait.
Go ahead. I have nothing to hide.
No, I'm sorry. I'm doing bad at scorekeeping tonight. You said 9 for Mercedes, right?
Yup.
Yes, I did.
Okay. I think Ransom, you said 1.
Damn
it. Yes, I did. I think that it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a bigger deal when she loses it, if she loses it, which should be soon. I wonder if they're not gonna try and make her the longest reigning TBS champion, just to get Jade's name off their books.
Ooh, that's
because
yeah.
They're probably close enough now, and Jade is like tangentially, she's part of like one of the bigger groups in WWE, so like she's real close to being a big deal. So I would not shock me if AEW leaned away from that.
How long of a reign did Jade have in AEW as TBS champion?
10,000 days.
Yeah. I initially thought it was a couple of years, but I don't think it was that long. I think that's just my brain doing a weird thing. 5. Oh, it was close.
That's called a stroke, buddy.
508 days. And Mercedes is the second longest running at 284. So.
Oh God.
Yeah. If they're trying to get Jade off their books. There we
gonna be a minute.
Long way to go.
We're gonna be dealing with the money line here for a while. Timeless. Speaking of the women's title, though, Timeless Tony defends against Mariah May in the return match for the AEW Women's Championship in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Tom.
Chin up, tits out, and watch for the 8 points on Tony Storm.
Oh my.
Yeah, I feel like Tom absolutely looked at my fucking draft board here because we're 1 point off on a lot of these matches. I'm picking Timeless Tony.
I sat down today. I thought about how little I watched AEW, and then I remembered what little I did, and I looked at and I actually took the time on my lunch break today, and I looked at some of them, and I'm like, well, that's a given. Well, that's a given. Or that's probably a given. And then I'm like, all right, well, we'll go with that. I put some thought into this one.
Good. And I think that we've talked about it before, that even though AEW doesn't get super risky with the picks, that's not a bad thing. They can still create good angles, even though you may know who wins. Sometimes the right answer is for the right person to win. You don't need to fucking swerve yourself into a shit product, Vince McMahon. I mean, sometimes that makes the best sense.
Fuck 'em.
But yeah, Tony Storm, 9 points. She just won it back. I I know that Mariah May has a big career ahead of her. I just think that, like, as of right now, I think they're trying to squeeze out what they can of Tony. Mariah is only 26, by the way, so she has a very... Oh, wow, Tony Storm's only 29. I am fucking shocked. I thought for sure that Tony was a lot older than 29.
You bastard.
Not because she looks older. No, not because she looks older. It's because she's had all this fucking experience. Like, she was huge in Stardom, and then she was big in fucking NXT UK, and then she came to fucking NXT for a hot minute, and then she was on SmackDown, and then AEW. So, like,
Well,
she's been
yeah, but
around
you
the
got to
block
remember,
like 8 times.
British wrestlers start early, man.
That's true. That's true. She's from Australia, but yeah, the rest
Well,
of the
so
world.
do they.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
They're also British.
I mean,
Yes.
I mean, they're prisoners, but they're also British.
Americans are also Canadians.
to Poot's point, the rest of the world, you know, Mexico, Japan, you know, England, Australia,
same thing.
Ireland.
All the same.
No.
Basically the same thing.
No. There's enough xenophobia going around. We don't need to add to it.
Tacos, fish and chips, it's all the same thing.
They do start a lot earlier, so yeah, I think that has aided her feeling so big.
Feeling so big.
Okay.
Oh,
I knew
Listen.
it. I knew someone was gonna fucking jump on
You're
that.
goddamn right. I'd jump all over it again.
Oh, there it is.
no.
Poot, save me. Who you got in this match?
Absolutely. That timeless Tony Storm for 8 points.
I got Impact on in the background, and the Colognes, who were just in a segment with Joe Hendry and Elijah 2 weeks ago, are now just coming to the ring wearing TNA shirts. And all I can think of in my mind is, like, when you come out to the ring wearing the logo of the company that you're working for,
Are you
that does not bear good things.
Are you ahead of me? Because the last thing I just saw
I
right
think
before.
Big Tommy Dreamer energy.
Hold on.
Exactly.
The last thing I just saw right before you started
That
speaking
sucks.
was Ryan Nemeth coming out, and I see the graphic at the bottom. Big brother Nick Nemeth returns in 8 days.
Yeah, I'm a little bit ahead of you.
Okay.
But yeah, like they came out wearing just like plain white shirts with the TNA logo on. And I'm like, oh, sorry,
I'm
boys.
about to get that here. Oh, here it
Not
comes.
that,
I can't wait to
not
see
that
how.
the Colognes, not that the Colognes were ever like a big deal, but like, you know, fucking
Ugh.
three weeks in and they're already relegated to wearing logo shirts.
Nothing.
Oh.
The Colognes are like the Kirkland brand of the Anoa'i family.
Oh, yeah, you're not wrong.
Jeez.
Damn it.
I mean, fight me.
Well,
I mean, don't say that in Puerto Rico. You might get stabbed to death.
Oh, that's funny.
Sorry,
that's
Bruiser
funny.
Brody.
Oh,
Fuck.
I told my one coworker's going there for a vacation, and I told him, go check out some pro wrestling and just yell the Colognes suck.
No,
No,
you want
what
them to
have you
die?
done to him? You're a monster, Poot.
Do you
Way off,
have a grudge
as
against
usual.
that coworker? Do you want them to die? Because this is how you.
Nah, he's in the military. He can handle himself.
I mean, listen.
Dude, Bruiser Brody was a big fucking dude. He got stabbed to death in the showers, brother. Like, you know, I don't care how big you are. Stabbing gonna kill you.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
It's probably
Ransom.
fine. Okay.
Get us back on track here. Tony Storm, Mariah May, who you got?
We're all accessories to a fucking manslaughter / murder here.
Right?
God.
I don't believe in any of this.
Part of the plot. We're on the menu.
So murder's on the menu. Also, Tony Storm for tenor.
You've already used your 10 points, sir.
9!
I can do that.
9!
Sorry if that was one of those times where a special best friend powers were supposed to take over and I was supposed to know that when you said 10 you meant 9. My bad.
Fucking guy.
Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher in a steel cage match. This is gonna be really good too. Yeah, I've said it like a million times, but I love Revolution. I think this is gonna be an outstanding pay-per-view, and this is gonna be a fucking killer match, man. The 2 times they faced off before have been dynamic. They're 1-on-1. This is the rubber match. Let's fucking go. Is it me again? I think it's
It's you.
Wait.
okay. this is the one I had the toughest time choosing. It's a one-pointer. Because I feel like it could go either way. I'm getting real tired of waiting on Will Ospreay's title run, but like they're making us they're making us wait. So like I get it, Money in the Chase and all that. I just don't want Will Ospreay to die before he gets the fucking belt.
He'll be fine as long as he stays out of Puerto Rico. It's coworker.
Apparently. Yeah, apparently. Just don't go down there and say anything about the colognes, you won't get stabbed. They're real high on Kyle Fletcher right now. And that's the other thing. If it was 2-1 or 2-0 like Takeshita and Omega is, I'd have a little bit easier time. But like this is tough. I picked a lot of faces tonight. Not really. I actually picked a lot of heels.
You're 50-50.
70-30.
I'm really vacillating on this one, but I'll take Ospreay.
Vaseline.
You did that on your own time off of the Discord, sir.
Vacillating.
Slide me up, baby girl.
That's leaning over this.
I'll be over later, Ransom. Give me Ospreay. Ospreay 1 point. I just think that like with MJF, like that time is now. Let's step on the gas with this. Let's get Ospreay, over this Fletcher feud, which again has been great. But let's separate from the Don Callis family for a hot minute. Let's let them do them. Let's let Ospreay maybe do something else of import. So give me Ospreay 1 point. Poot?
William.
Did he go robot-y for anybody else besides me, or is it?
I heard William. So I think he became like a semi-truck driving down the road. Maybe, I don't know.
I think he became like
Jake break.
I think he became Trogdor or the or the strong bad heavy metal guitar.
Is he gone? Is he still here?
No, he's in the Discord.
Yeah.
Green Ring of Death.
It's on the recording.
No, it's not.
I'm hearing him a little bit.
It's not on the recording.
Is he still talking like he thinks he's not having a problem?
I don't know. Put it in the chat if you can, until we can get you
clue
back.
you in there, partner. You're having a problem. Partner.
Hang on. He's putting it in the chat. Hang on.
Oh, girl.
That's not what we wanted. He's so happy. Sorry, Poot.
Fuck
okay,
everyone. What did we do?
Not us. I don't think. But
Well, I mean, he sounds like he's farming me good here, and I don't like it.
He's fucking on me.
I'm part of everyone, and I don't appreciate it.
No, hang on.
That Poot was trying to fuck on me. Hello, Poot. Hello, Poot.
All right, still nothing. Put it in the chat. Put your pick in the chat if you can, Poot, please.
Yeah, and try resetting your router maybe, or your T-Mobile.
I don't think it's that.
He's doing a lot of bragging about that T-Mobile speed.
No, it's Discord. Honestly, because I've never like I hear this crackling anytime any one of you guys are speaking, and I know I don't generally have any issues with my internet or anything like that. I think it's a Discord thing.
Ooh.
Yeah, Discord might be getting fucky. That's accurate.
What? I'm trying to stick up for you.
Jesus Christ!
I didn't do anything.
He was the first one you named. Jesus, man.
Wow.
Did I not get one?
No,
you
you
did,
got
but
one.
you were the third one.
Oh, yeah.
Tom and then me and then you.
I'm genuinely hurt.
I was trying to defend you. The first one he named.
I cleaned your fridge. I helped clean your fridge, man. I feel like a kid getting fucked over by John Cena in a Make-A-Wish right now.
He was fucking on you.
Holy.
He was fucking on me.
That Poot was fucking on me.
Nothing. Still got nothing. I see a green ring, but nothing's coming through, man.
Oh, I hear all that clear T-Mobile signal.
Oh, he's not talking.
Well, you got a green ring of doom.
Yeah, dude, you're green ringing hard, brother.
Oh man, I am so hurt.
Sorry for all of you listeners out here who are working through some of our.
All five of you, calm down. It's fine.
It's fine. It's the new layer of the Poot, so. You
all right, well, give us your pick, and we'll try to get it figured out. We're
gonna let Poot figure his stuff out. Poot, if you hear us, put your pick in the Discord for Osprey. I know you picked
up,
Osprey.
Pat. We don't need you chiming in, Pat. You're not part of this.
Pat has to replace Poot.
No.
Let's start with P.
No, I refuse.
Never, ever would I replace Poot with Pat.
Jeez, you gotta get his old patty boy. Wow, my lid was on my water.
Poot's one of the best friends, man. Pat's the guy.
You get a new best friend, it won't happen. He's fine.
Wait, do you have my couch? All right, well, we're gonna move on. We know that Poot picked Will Ospreay.
We just don't know how many points. 4 points.
Well, we're assuming unless.
No, it's.
Okay, cool. There it is. Okay, cool. Yep. So Poot picked Ospreay for 4 points.
Yes,
you motherfucker.
Ransom, who do you have here?
Osprey for 1 point.
Nope.
2 points.
There you go. I got it. I was already nope. You've already used your 2.
3 points.
5. 5 points, sir.
5 points.
Jesus.
And I helped.
I was on the math for you that time, brother.
Holy
you gotta help. You gotta help me.
You gotta help.
You gotta help.
Look for the helpers.
Head's
Tom,
barely above water here. You gotta help.
Tom, who do you have here? This is quickly degraded.
Mr. Birdman, the aerial assassin, 7 points.
All right, that checks. We're good on that.
Because an Osprey's a bird, and yes. All right. Do I need to spell it out? I need to spell it out. Will Osprey, 7 points.
We're good. We're good. Well, he was here in a minute. He was here and gone. We're gonna move on to Takeshita versus Kenny Omega. Again, singles match. It's weird.
It's a champion match.
It is, but it's a singles match, and it's weird that they have these like what I would feel would be blow-offs, right? Maybe not with Hangman and MJF. Like there might be more to that on the the Rhine there, but with Swerve and Ricochet, with Takeshita and Omega, with Ospreay and Fletcher, they kind of all feel like blow-off matches to me. Like, so whenever I say blow-off matches, I don't mean matches that don't matter. I mean, like, feud enders. Like, matches that, like, should be a whatever. And Ospreay and Fletcher are in a cage. Awesome. I think that there was definitely room for another, like, gimmick on this pay-per-view. A ladder. I don't know.
I have not had one problem with my internet. Not a one. And it has to happen when the fucking long-term joke wrecking goddamn crew is here.
I wasn't trying to joke on you, man. I'm trying to be sincere. Like, I was trying to just...
Also, Tom, I apologize. That came out of order.
Yeah, thank you.
I would like that noted.
Okay.
That came out of order.
I was like, man, I cleaned your fucking fridge. What the fuck did I do?
I'm sorry. I'm all inclusive here, Tom.
Well, listen.
I love you.
But like,
you're back. Everything's fine. We had a laugh. You didn't miss any picks. Everything's fine.
It's all good.
Osprey for 4.
Yes.
I got it.
Hey, listen, I think I'm the only one that's actually fallen asleep on the podcast. So you've got that.
No, I have.
Oh damn it. Well, fuck.
I
tried. I tried.
I've fallen asleep before, but I've just gotten away with it.
I did not. I did not.
You sure did because you started snoring, brother.
Yep.
That's never a good sign. Never a good sign when you're putting on a podcast and one of the podcasters falls asleep is not a great sign. Yeah, so Takeshita, Kenny Omega, singles match, international championship.
International.
I'm all fucked out of order here.
I'm naked.
Is this a poot pick?
Yep.
No, I picked the last one.
You
No.
fucking did not.
No, I
I
Beef,
think you tried.
no. Beef started Osprey because before.
No, I did. Yeah, so then this is a poot pick.
Yeah.
This. What are we picking?
Damn it.
Omega Takeshita.
Oh my
International
God!
title.
Lala Omega wins for 7 points.
Oh.
All right, Ransom.
Hold on. I stalled.
I heard it happen.
Excuse me. What's that guy's name?
Konosuke
Omega?
Takeshita.
Don Callis.
Yeah, Don Callis versus JBL for 4 points.
What?
Fuck, who we picking?
Omega Takeshita.
Omega. 5 points.
Nope.
6 points.
6 points.
You
I
not
got
do
you,
that
fam.
one.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
I got you, fam.
Thank
Tom,
you.
who do you have?
Wait, here we go. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
I was gonna just run down the game of the points that I already fucking did just to be an asshole.
Damn it, Tom! Don't do it.
Oh.
But now that I've shown my hand, I just want it noted that I thought of doing it. But in the interest of moving it along, Omega for 2 points. Oh fuck!
Oh. Wait, what were you gonna do?
I was gonna say
He was gonna
Omega,
say
6
10,
points.
no, 7,
5,
no, 4,
Oh,
no.
God.
3.
Okay.
No, yeah.
He was
I was
gonna
pull
fuck
you.
on you.
I was gonna fuck on you
Um,
hard.
He was
Man,
gonna fuck on me.
I deserve it with all the times that I can't remember what I'm doing anytime soon.
Listen,
again, I
to,
think
to be fair, Ransom, when you're picking an AEW card with like 14,000 matches, it helps to keep a notepad.
That's a
10.
good point. That's a good point.
They're 10. Sorry that it can't be WWE with 4 matches on a fucking pay-per-view.
Hey,
Man, it's
I-
so easy to
very
remember
good
for
quality.
picks. It's
Hey,
so easy to remember for picks.
That's fair. That's fair.
I like a nice happy medium. It's fine.
I like a nice happy meal. I'm gonna go get one.
I will maintain that I think that AEW does a great job in a
Star
4-hour
Wars.
structure. So I'm picking Kenny Omega here. This one was a little bit easier because of the
Omega.
fact that
It's
Takeshita
Kenny
was.
Omega.
Well, yeah, but keep in mind that like when we picked him at All In last year, it was a slam dunk. Of course, Omega is going to win, and he didn't. He got beat by Takeshita, and then he faced him at All Out the next weekend, and we were like, oh, of course Kenny Omega's going to win. He didn't. So,
Oh God.
absolutely, I think the fact that he's down 0-2 here makes it more palatable that Omega wins. Plus, I'm pretty sure that we're getting Omega versus Okada at All In, as Tom mentioned. So I think if they're thinking about bringing those titles together to make, I don't know, an intercontinental title, maybe, I don't know.
Hey.
Omega versus Okada would be a great way to do it. So yeah, Kenny Omega, 6 points on my side. And we will conclude tonight's proceeding, at least for the picks, with Moxley versus Cope. Don't call him Edge or Adam Copeland. His name is Cope, ladies and gentlemen. Just because there are too many Adams in AEW that somebody's got to figure it out. Page? Nope. Cole? Nope. Copeland? Yep.
It's like Brian Cage.
Brian? Yep. Cages, pages,
No.
Pages
Oh,
and
no.
pages.
Who is it?
pages. Brian's fucking.
That's the name of the next pay-per-view. AEW, Pages and Cages.
Oh, fuck.
They're fucking on him.
Page in the cage.
He's trying to fuck on me.
You know what? That's going to be the fucking title of the podcast. I don't even care. AEW, Pages and Cages.
Well, Ransom, I got some bad news and I got some worse news. The bad news is you're up first for picks. The worst news is this is your 8-pointer.
All right. Pass.
Sorry,
Something different.
fam.
Sponsors in the description, and remember, if you're scratching your balls, have a good day. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Tom, new T-shirt. Tom, new T-shirt.
What's that?
If you're scratching your balls, have a good day.
I mean, why not? I've got a Dick Kick City shirt. This can't be that much worse.
All right, guys. Well, this is a great episode. It was nice talking to you. So I'll catch you next week. Boom.
Bubble.
That's right up there with saying click when you hang up the phone.
Oh God Almighty.
That's about as convincing as I've bat exception. Or you crinkle a potato chip bag. Yeah, that's it.
He's long playing it now. He's just not fucking saying anything. What a fucking dickhead.
I say the episode's over, and you heard the conclusion. The music was playing in my head. It's over. Goodbye.
Say the words. Well, there it is.
Pat, we'll get to your question next week, but you won't know that because this isn't on recording because the episode ends. Bye, guys.
I want that to be the outro. It's over.
Edge.
He's fucking on me.
For all of my points.
Yep. Old copy dopey, huh? All right,
man. It's time to put those young and up and coming former WWE stars into the spotlight.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Where's
Tom.
my Tom?
What?
We've all just given up. We're like, all right.
I'm trying.
Right.
I'm honestly trying. I can't get.
I'm fucking here. You gotta go. Let's go.
Things have spun even crazier off the tracks.
So correct me if I'm wrong.
Wrong.
Thank you.
Welcome.
No. So I did catch a little bit of Dynamite, and I saw like Moxley mush facing fucking Wheeler Yuta because reasons.
Mush facing.
Yeah, mush face. Pie face, mush face, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Pie face, Tom.
Yeah, no, I love mush face. That's
I get it. Mush face makes sense to me. I understand.
It's just.
It's right up there with white face baby meat.
Tom, forget. He is well down Rainbow Road. He's at exit 219.
Girl, I'm trying anything to want to make my bed in the morning, so
all right,
give me a break.
All right, so
I'm not you do you, boo.
So all right, so anyways, my point is there's tension between Wheeler Yuta and Moxley. I don't know what's going on with Claudio and Pac.
So the idea here is that Cope et al., which has included at times Jay White and friends, have kind of like rebelled against the Death Riders, and Cope has said that they're not going to make it. So he like took out Claudio.
Somebody
he took out Claudio. He took out Pac. Willow Nightingale took out Marina Shafir, bringing it basically down to Copeland and Moxley and Yuta. And as opposed to taking Yuta out, Edge gave him respect and made it feel like that he didn't need to be Moxley's whipping boy anymore, etc.
Yeah. Okay. So I caught the last part of that because I did catch a little bit of Dynamite and I saw that, and I saw him shake Wheeler Yuta's hand, and Moxley got all pissy and came in and started, shoving Wheeler Yuta in the face with his hand. Call that whatever you want. And there's
Mush face.
mush facing. There's a part of me that wonders though, like, is something gonna happen at the 11th hour where they come back to aid Moxley? I don't know. And this is why this is my 5, 3, 10, 9, 4, 1 pointer.
Oh.
Man,
What was that little exhale?
This is a tough pick for me. I really don't know. Because you still have the threat of fucking Christian looming in the shadows, being an evil stepdad. So, I don't know. Fuck it. Cope, 1 point.
Hey.
Yeah, I mean, this is not an easy pick because they could definitely go either way, honestly. They absolutely could continue riding this Death Rider thing out to some end eventually, or they could have Cope win, have Christian cash in, yada yada yada.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Does Swerve have some sort of beef with Christian at one point?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like
absolutely,
before.
There was.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
All right, now I feel a little bit more confident in that big bad 1 pointer. So.
Yeah. But the other thought is, like, does Moxley losing to Cope do as much as Moxley losing to Swerve? And I think the answer to that question is no, it does not.
Agreed.
I think that they're probably, in some facet, I think that Tony Khan has went, well, this is kind of an abject failure and really got away from us. Let's get it back on track. And I think where it started going off track is where Danielson beat Swerve. And again, I think that putting the title on Bryan Danielson, a no-brainer, right? But I think that Swerve deserved more of a run than he got. And I think that this is the way to kind of, like, fix that.
Wasn't fair to Flair.
It was not fair to Flair. So I think that Swerve's going to be the guy that brings down the Death Riders, probably with the help of Cope and Al. It would not shock me if that whole, like, Wheeler thing on Dynamite was a red herring, and that Wheeler shows his true colors by supporting Moxley on Sunday.
Damn it all.
So I'm picking John Moxley for 2 points.
Oh.
It wouldn't shock me if there was some, like, fucking fuckery with Christian there too, where he's like, is he gonna cash in, and he ends up costing Cope the match. That wouldn't shock me either. Pootsky, your 5-pointer. Who you got?
5 points. 5 points on Cope. I disagree.
Oh.
I think. I just think that they're gonna put it on Cope because why not? I mean, he's a young upstart. He needs the rub from a veteran like John Moxley. I don't know. I have, and understandably, maybe this is something I just need to analyze about myself, but, like, I just don't really have a lot of faith in AEW right now.
Oh.
I truly don't.
I absolutely do. But I also think, so before this whole thing with Swerve and Ricochet became a number 1 contenders match, I was absolutely on that bandwagon where it's like, fuck, this is all leading to giving Cope the belt, motherfucker. And I was real pissed because I'm like, this is fucking stupid. Like, we've all hated this Death Rider angle. Like, we tried to give it a chance at first. We tried to let him cook, and it just did not go well. So, naturally, we're like, okay, just like it's a bloodline thing, we're at the end of it, we're like, all right, it needs to have some import. It needs to matter. It needs to be a big deal. And now that they are basically saying that Swerve or Ricochet is going to be the number 1 contender, and we all think it's, well, except for Poot, think it's going to be Swerve, I think that this is a way to kind of make that matter a little bit more. So like I see what you're saying, Poot. I just think that, like I said, the fact that they made the Swerve Ricochet thing a number one contender match is basically what changed my mind.
That's fair. That's fair.
And yeah,
I still am just gonna say Cope, because you don't pay for not Edge, and don't utilize him in a weird way.
No, and there's definitely something to that for sure. I just feel like maybe, God, I'm hoping Tony's not in the echo chamber, right? And like maybe he's actually seeing, okay, that Death Rider thing needs to matter. Is it going to matter more if Cope wins or if Swerve wins?
He's in an echo chamber, all right. All the surfaces in his house are mirrors for doing coke off.
Okay,
I love it.
Well, there's your slander of the evening, everybody.
Defamation lawsuit waiting to happen.
Thanks for coming, everybody. Bye.
Cut it off.
Now, see, like I mean, like that's why I said like they could go either way with it. Like they could go Swerve versus Moxley. They could go Swerve versus Cope. They could go Cope wins, Christian catches in. They could go Swerve versus Christian. That's why I asked if Swerve had any history, like semi-recently with Christian and his whole fucking patriarchy or whatever the fuck. Because I really could see it going either way, like any one of those ways. But I agree with you. Like it would mean more. It would be a bigger deal for Swerve to beat Moxley, but if you have Cope beat Moxley, it makes Moxley look stronger in losing to Cope than it does for him to lose to Swerve. Does that make sense?
Sure. No, I absolutely get it. And 2 points. I'm typing points. To Poot's credit, I think he's probably a little bit more realistic than I am as far as like being a little bit down on AEW, at least creatively. Again, like this pay-per-view is going to fuck. Like, have no doubts about it. This is going to be an incredible show. Well worth your time and money if you feel so strongly to invest in it. But that said, that doesn't mean that they're going to make the right booking decisions. I hope that they do. If you follow what we're saying, we're kind of going the logical route of who should win and why. I hope that they go that route, but there's always a chance that they, got something else cooking on the back burner. And, again, we're fucking 4 chumps from the suburbs of Pittsburgh, in central Pennsylvania. So, like, what the fuck do we know? But yeah, no, I mean, there's definitely a lot of that going around, Poot, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that's Revolution. And what else? What do you want to talk about? We good?
Do we have a stump the chumps?
We do not.
Wow, fucking slackers.
Cocksucker.
Well, and I mean, the form at which the podcast has been available has been evolving this year. So, that could be a little bit different for people. So, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt.
What do you mean? It's been the same. What the fuck are you talking about? It's evolving. We're not.
It's not being disseminated on YouTube as regularly as it has been in the past.
Listen, it's. Still...
I was trying to spare ransom points, and you made me spell it out for you, fucking clod. Damn it, Tom.
It's fine. Calm down. It's
Ransom. I'm gonna need more W's in that. Sorry, please.
What?
Sorry.
Hey, Spotify's free. They can Spotify's free to download. They can fucking figure it out. It's been the same way it has been for the fucking end of beginning of time. So calm down.
I'll try to catch up on the weekend. I'll try to catch up. They're all going to be posted on one.
To be fair, the world's on fire right now. So like, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on. So like, you know, I understand if listening to four idiots from allegedly Pittsburgh talk about wrestling,
Allegedly, talk about you.
and then no man,
I know where you live.
I'm talking about me, Tom. He's talking about me.
I'm talking about him. I know where you live. I know where your parents live. I drove past it like 5,000 times over the weekend.
None of us live in Pittsburgh. We're the closest, Tom, you and I, but like none of us live in Pittsburgh. We're like the Pittsburgh adjacent Pile Driver podcast.
Well, nobody knows what the Lower Burl Butler fucking Freeport podcast is, so you know.
Now, well,
I'm sorry. Hold on. The Lindora podcast.
So
the Lindora Luchador podcast. Shut it down.
I'll bring this up. Because I think that they're cooking right now. Getting, rounding into WrestleMania season. With Io Sky beating Rhea on Monday night for the title, which was a huge
surprising.
shocker.
That was.
And then Shawn Spears beating Tony D'Angelo on NXT on Tuesday night for the North American title. Again, big shocker. I think that they're definitely like prepping up for something big here this year, and I'm super pumped for it.
Sorry, real quick.
The EO, just really quick. The EO Sky thing.
Yep.
I was like that whole night because they had every title defended. I'm like, someone's losing their fucking belt. And when it got to that last match, I went, Rhea's losing.
I think that
someone had to lose their belt. You don't make a big stink out of like, all the belts are on the line tonight without someone losing it.
Well, I don't think that's necessarily the case. Look at all the fucking AEW Battle of the Belts, my man. Like,
Don't
come on.
compare AEW.
I'm just saying that I think, and they've done that in the past where they've had multiple titles with no changes. Oh, plus, fucking Roadblock is on Tuesday. So, like, which is going to be, that's where we're going to see fucking Moose versus Obafemi, Julia versus Stephanie Vaquer,
Is that this
the
Tuesday
Hardys
coming up?
versus Fraxium. It is the 11th.
Oh,
Yep.
I thought it was this Tuesday that I missed anyways. I saw Vaquer one, didn't she?
What match?
Or did that not happen yet? Stephanie Vaquer?
No. Stephanie Vaquer and Julia is happening at Roadblock next week.
Okay, I apologize.
So it's basically a pay-per-view on a Tuesday night. They're definitely rounding into form right now. As far as EO goes, I think that there were a lot of ways to get to a triple threat match. That was the most surprising, and I'm not mad at it. Rhea had a nice long title run before. So, like, her getting beat here doesn't hurt, and, like, this gives another title to EO. I think that this makes EO a Grand Slam champion, if I'm not mistaken. So, like, it's kind of a big deal. I'm here for it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's silly that anybody thinks that Rhea's not going to be part of that match at WrestleMania, because she is probably one of the, if not the biggest superstar they have, and for her not to be a part of a match at WrestleMania would just be insane to me.
Yeah, see, I thought the way they were going to get to a triple threat was going to be something along the lines of that match somehow getting to a no contest or somebody winning, losing by disqualification with, like, some sort of kerfuffle involving Bianca Belair and possibly, like, Jade coming out and attacking her or something. Like, I thought it was just going to end real fucky. I definitely did not see the.
Agreed.
I definitely did not see the. The I'll use air quotes clean win. Because there was a point, if I remember correctly, I fell asleep and then I woke back up and tried to rewatch it and I fell asleep because when my body decides that I'm done, I'm done. Whether I'm watching TV, whether I'm recording a podcast, doesn't matter. There was a little bit of, like, shit going down between Bianca and Rhea outside the ring. Like, they didn't, like, start throwing blows, but, like, I remember the ref coming out and, like, getting in between them. She's like, "Hey, no, you stop it. And I'm like, okay. So that's why I say quote unquote clean win, because there was definitely that air of distraction with Bianca out there at ringside. But I absolutely have faith that they're moving Bray toward a triple threat. Rhea invoking some sort of rematch clause, and I wonder if this was a vehicle to get the title onto Bianca at Mania, or if this is a vehicle to turn Bianca heel, and we find out that she was absolutely the one behind the whole attack on Jade or whatever.
It was me, Austin.
Because somebody put out a video, or I saw a reel that brought up an interesting point with like, and I don't know if you guys touched on this earlier when you were talking about the chamber or not. That whenever Jade came out and attacked Naomi, like when she came out and was making her way into the ring, Bianca was in the chamber like taking her big fur coat off. So like it seemed like she was getting ready for a fight, like she had a reason to start fighting Jade. But obviously she was still in the chamber pod. So like a little bit of a tail, maybe. I don't know. I'm still, I don't know. Jury's still out on that one.
Jury's out.
And I am, I just, yeah. I think they definitely pulled the coward's way out. I think it should have been Bianca and Jade at WrestleMania. Not, no scratch from Naomi. She's probably better than I give her credit for, but I just,
Do you think Jade is there yet, in-ring talent-wise?
I do. Honestly, like if you watch her beat down of Naomi in the chamber, it was pretty good. And it's pretty clear that she's actually been working.
Well, I'm sure she's been working, but
I'm sure somebody got in her ear and was like, "Hey, what you did previously may have worked at that other place, but like if you want to get over here and stay over, you have to bust your ass." So I think that somebody probably got in her ear and let her know that, and she's probably been working a little bit harder than what she normally has been. Yeah, man, I think that would have absolutely been the play, but I think that they just, and now in light of the whole John Cena heel turn thing, like I don't know that they wanted to be making all these big people that children love into heels. Just at the bottom line,
Hashtag fuck them kids.
Yeah, you make Cena heel, you make fucking Bianca heel, like, who's going to be fucking buying the merch? Parents love the product, sure, and we would love to see that, absolutely, but, like, are we going to be, like, banging down the door to buy the new John Cena shirt? Probably not. Those kids, oh, yeah, they got them in fucking blue, light blue, red, yellow, orange, white, black, beige, chartreuse, pink, purple, ruby, sapphire, emerald, and I could go on. But my point here...
Are you saying if they have them in red and yellow and green and brown and scarlet and black and ochre and peach and ruby and olive and violet and fawn?
Dandelion?
And lilac and gold and chocolate and mauve and cream and crimson and silver and gold and azure and lemon and russet and gray and purple and white and pink and orange and blue.
I should just fade off the podcast at that point.
Fantastic. No, but yeah, I mean, you get what I'm saying. Like, you got to be careful.
I lost what you were saying after all the colors, but I can't see. By the way, thank you.
The colors, dude. The colors.
Damn it, beef! Damn it! Shut it down.
No, but like I think that they probably had some cold feet about doing too much too soon with that. It would not shock me if we do eventually find out that Bianca is the mastermind behind the attack. But I don't know. Like I'm just not like real. I'm very lukewarm on Io, Bianca, and Rhea at WrestleMania because they're all tremendous performers, but I feel like it's just it might be a situation of oil and water here. I don't know. Hopefully I'm wrong. But on the other flip side, with the Shawn Spears win, I feel like we might be angling up for Ricky Saints. Almost said Starks. Ricky Saints versus Shawn Spears for the North American title at Stand to Deliver, and I would be fine and dandy with that result. I think that would be wonderful.
Man, I really like seeing WWE give these former AEW guys a shot.
Yeah, I mean, with Jade, Cody, Penta, and now fucking Ricky Saints, like,
Ethan Page.
Mania Ethan Page, Mania weekend is gonna be fraught with former AEW folks. So that's not nothing. Just saying. But yeah, man, WrestleMania's starting to come into shape, and I think that we're gonna start cooking here. We've already started cooking, and I think it's just gonna get better from here.
Do you think?
So sorry.
Just a quick question for all of you, and Ransom, you could be the first to answer into this one. Actually, do you think that we're still going to get some sort of Punk and Seth Rollins match at Mania, whether that includes more than just the two of them or whatever? Because I know we're getting this steel cage match Monday night on Raw, but like I feel like Seth and Punk is too much, like too big of a match for just that. Like I feel like they still should have a Mania match. What do you think, Ransom?
So that's my question. Why are they having Seth Punk on a Raw before Mania? Like, I thought even last year, or wait, which year? Whatever year Punk got hurt in the Rumble, like I thought the plan was that year for it to be Punk and Rollins at Mania because Rollins had the world title at that point, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what I thought the plan was. So I don't know why I expected the plan to be different this year. But if it's not different, like if they're still going to do Seth Punk at Mania, I don't understand why they're doing this steel cage match on Raw. Like you're kind of giving away the Mania match, especially so like if those two had wrestled like at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view and now they're going to wrestle again at Mania, okay, that's fine. But like this is a Raw that's like right up there against Mania. So I don't know.
Yeah, because like Seth and Punk didn't have a one-on-one yet, have they? Like Seth was involved in he was the special ref in the SummerSlam match, and then we had
they January 1st Netflix.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay,
see, I'm sorry, I forgot about that. Okay.
All right, so is that what they're going to do then? Like, are they going to do a? Okay, no, because that's not going to work either. No. I have no idea who else they would face at Mania other than each other.
It'll be a three-way. It'll be a three with Roman. It's very clearly that they've been building with Seth and Roman, with the way that Seth took Roman out of Royal Rumble. And again, Roman is a big star. He's not going to miss your biggest show of the year. And
there's no one else for him to face then?
Well, Roman? I mean, pluck somebody out of the fucking faux bloodline. But all signs are pointing to Jacob Fatu facing Solo, because Roman and Solo, fixed their beef on Monday Night Raw on January 1st. And again, I think that's so like. That's why I'm shocked that we're getting Punk versus Rollins in a steel cage on Monday.
Yes.
Like, that's pretty fucking definitive. Like, we're on the road to WrestleMania. We were on the road to WrestleMania in January. Like, don't, fucking stop giving away these WrestleMania matches. And I know that I just said, like, less than 2 hours ago to let them cook. And I absolutely should. But in this scenario, I just feel like they're giving too much out. I think that we should have gotten a proper Seth and Punk match at WrestleMania, a proper Roman and Solo match at WrestleMania, and that would have been that.
So
Yes.
let me pose this question to you, and Poot, I'll ask you. Do you think with the steel cage match that we're gonna get like some sort of Roman Reigns involvement where, you know, it goes to a dusty finish, or regardless one of them wins and then Roman comes out and just annihilates the shit out of both of them? Or like how do you see this going, given the fact that like we're likely leading towards like a three-way between Punk and Rollins and Reigns at Mania?
I really, I know this is gonna sound like a fucking cop out, but dude, I have no clue. I don't really, because they're gonna, I mean, if they're gonna want to start that build, like you said, they're gonna have to do something fucky on the next week's Raw.
Oh.
I don't know. I feel like I still would have liked to see Punk in the title thing. I think that's part of it. I don't know. Like I honestly don't know. I feel like WWE has earned the right for us to just simply sit and look and go, let them cook. Let's see what they can do. You know what I mean?
No, you're not wrong.
I really do. Because I'm like, all right, I don't, like, that's the thing. We're sitting here and we're speculating about this. Like, how are they going to do this? How are they going to book that? How often over the past couple, couple years have we been like, well, this is what's going to happen. And we're like, yep, there it is. And now we're not doing that with WWE. It's so awesome that I'm just like, I'm sitting back and I'm like, all right. We have, like, the framework. We have the bibliography written. Now let's write the story.
That's a fair point.
I don't think that getting Roman into the match is going to be that difficult. Because, again, you have the thing with Seth. You know, Seth was instrumental in Roman Reigns losing last year. Seth basically took the bullet for Cody that allowed Cody to beat Roman. And then Seth took Roman out the way he did at the Royal Rumble. So you have that. And then you have the Punk Roman thing. You know, the tenuous alliance that they had at War Games. Punk's favorite with Paul Heyman still out there, blowing in the wind. So you know, I don't think getting Punk in there Roman in there is going to be that tough. Whether or not it's the right call, I don't know. Like it feels like a big match, and reportedly that match could close night one. Which on one hand, like fucking A, man, like Punk gets his Mania main event. Awesome. But on the other hand, it's like I think the Royal Rumble winner should close a night of WrestleMania. At this point, I don't care if it's night 1, night 2. Just give them the main event. And this dude's name is Main Event Jey Uso. How he would not main event night 1 is beyond me. But that being said, like, what are you gonna do? Put Punk, Roman, and Seth like second? You know, you're gonna have them like open? Like no, like that's big fucking talent. I think we're just to that point in WWE now where you have
big fucking talent, Jey Uso.
Yeah, like you just have big fucking talent all over the place, and you go, well, you know, somebody's got to go on first, somebody's got to go on second, somebody's got to go on third. You know, ego's got to be, you know, subsided a little bit on the biggest weekend of the year. So
yeah, I feel like I feel like personally, in my opinion, that that the whole like Punk getting his main event at this point is really more of just a storyline point. Like I feel like Punk is hopefully past that point of like needing that to like stroke his ego. You know what I mean? Like the fact that he came back to WWE in the first place, like that shows, you know, a tremendous change in character and willingness to to bend and be a little bit more be a little bit more flexible with things and whatnot. You know, like whenever he first came back, like Triple H said, you know, hey, he's a different person, I'm a different person, like, you know, we're all different here, blah blah blah. So I feel like, you know, maybe, and I could be completely wrong, but maybe that's like not as big of a sticking point for Punk anymore, you know, in real life. So I mean, I could see them going on, you know, right before the main event or whatever, and you know, it's like you said, we're at this point. There's so many, you know, so much good talent that rightfully could main event. You just basically, you have to go with what's going to get you the biggest reaction, you know, of whatever through the night, which is, you know, like why they did the men's chamber when they did, and the whole closing with Cody thing, because it got the biggest reaction with the whole Cena heel turn. Like that was the right call for that show and that night, knowing, you know, what they were going into with it. And I mean, we're still a little ways away from Mania. A lot could change in between, you know, now and the next 40 some days, but
and I love Triple H's answer, because he was asked about that at the Elimination Chamber post show.
Yep.
You know, is it possible that the women are going to main event? And I think that he had a very like political answer, but also that was like perfectly said, where he's like, hey, we're not about like putting things into paper just yet. Like, let them sort it out, let them fight, let them work for it, let them earn that opportunity. And I think that was a brilliant way of handling it. I do feel a little bit bad for Punk, because you know, obviously last year probably was meant to be it for him. Like, that was going to be his moment in the sun, you know. But like, fate is a wicked bitch. And now we get, you know, of course you're going to put Cena in the main event this year, which again is fine. I don't think anybody's, especially after what happened last Saturday, no one's griping about that.
No.
And then next year, the Royal Rumble's in Saudi Arabia, which I don't think Punk is real jazzed about going to, if he goes. So like, where do we end up then? Like, you know, do we think that Punk's gonna fucking hold out for a Rumble win, you know, in 2027? Like, you know, fucking 2 years from now? Man, it's a long time. And assuming that his body holds up, because he does have a risk of injury. So, you know,
wait. Explain to me, CM Punk in Saudi Arabia.
He just was very critical of WWE getting involved in a blood money contract, and like not being part of like that whole scene. So it sounds like that's not something that he's, you know, into at all.
Yeah,
which again is fine.
Just the same.
Yeah,
as,
sorry, I just didn't know what the deal was with that.
Yeah, I think similar to how Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn had both boycotted that 1 year or whatever, but then
they played ball whenever WrestleMania main event was on the line. So, you know.
Well, I was gonna say, then they eventually got on board, like, and you saw Sami coming out to, you know, with his full like his full garb on and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think having that on the table changes your priorities. You know, whenever you're like, hey, you're gonna be in the main event of WrestleMania, but you gotta go to Saudi Arabia. It's like, well, you know, you may not fucking like it, and you may not want to fucking do it, and you may not agree with the fucking politics behind it. But if you're also not trying to like overtly like injure your career, sometimes it's easier just to kind of go with the flow.
You got to pick your battles, just like anything else.
I mean, you know, we're not going to get into fucking the morality of this shit, you know, because, you know,
we could be here till fucking all night.
Exactly. we all have our levels at which point we would, like, you know, make choices and kind of go from there. But like, you know, I just, you know, unless his tune has changed that much, and maybe it has, because allegedly, the Undertaker said the same thing about Punk, that he's like a different dude now.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, maybe, what was it? You got to go through hell to get to heaven. Like, maybe CM Punk seeing the shitty state of AEW was like, fuck, man, I had it great in WWE, and man, if they're going to take me back and treat me like a star, I'll fucking wrestle in whatever country they want me to wrestle in.
I mean, I think it also goes part and parcel with the fact that it's not Vince there anymore, too. Like, that has got to play a big part in things with talent that has left or been let go, or their contracts just expired and they didn't try to fight to renew them or whatever the case may be. We've said it before. I feel like it's a different beast with Triple H at the helm. And I mean, for all intents and purposes, I know nothing's ever 100% perfect, but I mean, fuck, it's 100 times better than what it was the last number of years with Vince at the helm. Like, there was a lot of disjointed, a lot of disconnected, disjointed storylines, the dots not connecting. Everything feels way more cohesive. Everything feels, there's more intent behind things, and it makes more sense. And
the fact that personally, I'll say this: WrestleMania 39 and 40 rank very high in like my echelon of WrestleManias. I haven't had a chance to rewatch them in totality just yet, but like I would say that they're probably both in the top 10, maybe encroaching top 5. So that the fact that Triple H has been at the helm for those two, basically tells you everything you need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we've been talking a while, so I think it's time that we stop talking. Unless anybody else has anything burning on their brain that they'd like to talk about, in which case I'm fine with talking.
Nah.
All right. Well, Poot, you know what to do. Do the thing. Say the
sponsors in the description. We talked a lot about things and stuff. Great job, everyone. Ransom, you're great. Tom, I'm sorry.
Tom got fucked first.
Everyone else.
Wait a minute. Wait a damn minute.
Bye, everyone.
Am I being relegated to everyone else here? What the hell?
Choose your way,
Tom, just cut the fucking podcast.